What? No, go away. No! You made me reboot. No. I've been going this whole time just suspending and reanimating over and over again because that was... I didn't want to load the game, and I also didn't entirely trust where the checkpoints may or may not be. I was like, you know what? This whole put your PS4 to rest mode, very useful. But they put out a patch, which means that I was forced to update. Unless I want to miss out on all those results at the end of screens.
We've been playing together for a while now. I was wondering, are we friends?
I've literally never spoken to you before, except for when you were like, what sides would you like the subtitles to be? So no.
Oh, I see.
Am I supposed to
No problem.
Am I supposed to lie? That was eerie. What the chapters
This is your story chart. It shows what parts of the story you've explored and what parts you've missed. You can track the choices made by other players and do many other things besides.
Oh my god, there's so many chapters.
You can use this chart to replay from any point in the story, but the people who designed me recommend that you play through at least once without going back, no matter what happens.
The people who designed me.
Either way, it's your story.
Hey, that's where your magazines and stuff go. Videos. Oh hey, Kara's in this game. You can actually, you can unlock the Kara short in the game. So that it's not just a weird, obscure YouTube video. They actually remembered, they wanted us to acknowledge that, apparently. Detroit, an interactive story. What an unhelpful name. Detroit short Chloe, Luther, Zlatko, Kamsky. Alright, Chloe. Fine. Teach us about yourself, Chloe. This is before the story of the game.
For starters, what should I call you?
I'm Chloe. And you, what's your name?
Oh, John. My name is John.
Delighted to meet you, John.
Could you tell us a little about yourself and what you can do, Chloe?
Of course. I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, you know. I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
But this is the first time in history that man has created a machine more intelligent than himself. I gather your brain can perform several billion operations per second, is that right?
Absolutely, but I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me. And, you know, they have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
Ah, yes, that thing we can't define, basically. See, she's acting human here. I'm a little surprised that in the empathy test they went for before, where they tried to stop me from doing anything to her, or where it was like, will you shoot her? Like, I was kind of surprised she wasn't acting human there. She was just, like, sitting there dead-eyed, which was a weird move. Maybe that was, they were testing the spectrum, because I guess maybe he already knew that I had already spared somebody that was like, please, don't probe my memory, and all that other stuff earlier in the game. And even put my neck out for them to help them.
Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. We will sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright.
The mouths never look quite right, do they? Like, it's getting so advanced and so convincing until, as long as I just don't look at the mouth. But then the moment I look at the mouth, I'm like, what's happening? It's, I had that reaction when I saw Tron Legacy, when they had, like, the de-aged CG Jeff Bridges in that movie. And I was like, oh, wow, this is looking really real now. And then I looked at his mouth, and I'm like, why does his mouth always look weird? I kind of want to see a cross comparison between him and the original footage or something. So I was like, I don't know. He's got a very exaggerated and almost cartoonish face. Like, he's got like a giant head and like really like severe cheekbones and a lot of like really exaggerated proportions. So maybe his mouth just looks really animated in real life. But I was like, holy fuck, his mouth is like moving like almost like it was hand drawn. The Latco, our favorite character.
Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all.
That's what that guy does? I was wondering what was up with the tub android. Or maybe that was just a random aside. Maybe he's not his personal jukebox exactly. Wow, if you saw that earlier on, which I think you might have, because I think this might have been promotional material at some point. I feel like that really gives away preemptively that Zlatko, in addition to his creepy mansion, is going to be the worst. Huh. I don't think they even wanted it to be suspenseful or up in the air whether he was going to be a villain. It's like just right out the gate.
In the space of a few years, androids have completely transformed the world in which we live. By letting androids into our homes and factories, the CyberLife company has made them everyday technology. The founder of CyberLife, Elijah Kamsky, is a very discreet man. Despite being the CEO of the highest valued company in the world and being voted Man of the Year by Century Magazine, he remains a mystery for most people. That's why we at KNC are so excited to be here as CyberLife opens its doors for the first time. Elijah Kamsky, could you please tell us where we are?
Certainly, and welcome. We're currently in CyberLife's production center in Detroit, where all models are designed and manufactured. More than 10,000 androids come off the production line every day.
Fascinating. Could you tell us what your goal was when you founded CyberLife?
Well, I simply wanted to use technology to carry out all of our most annoying and repetitive tasks, so we'd have more time to enjoy life.
I imagine you must have faced many challenges.
Yes, there were technical challenges, but the hardest thing was to design an object that we would want to welcome into our homes. We had to imagine a machine in our own image that resembles us in every way, that moves, breathes, blinks like us, but yet is smarter and more capable than any human being. Let me show you around.
We're here in production unit 4. Could you explain in a few words how the androids are made?
Sure, yeah, it's very simple. We use machines to manufacture machines. The removable parts are assembled on a production line, and then we apply a synthetic skin to the whole body. A human operator checks the cognitive abilities with a pre-established protocol, and finally, the android is conditioned and sent out throughout the country. Here's the result. Say something.
Hello, I am a RZ400 model. How can I be of service?
You can go now. Our androids are already replacing humans in many fields. For example, they represent more than 80% of all university professors and 63% of all medical staff. Tomorrow they'll replace our soldiers, and who knows, maybe one day, our leaders, to make the best decisions in humanity's interest. Come on.
Replacing humans with machines has led to record unemployment of 28%. What do you think about the situation?
Okay. The first steam engines also caused an increase in unemployment. But no one today would imagine turning back the clock. Artificial intelligence makes everyday lives easier. Nothing can stop progress. What's happening here is inevitable.
These days, more and more people choose to live with an android rather than another human being. Does this development worry you?
Everything's much easier with an android. They obey your orders without ever complaining. They can cook, discuss philosophy with you, have intimate relationships according to your desires. They never say no. Obviously, they are the perfect partner. Everyone deserves happiness. Why deprive yourself of so-called moral reasons when a machine can make you happy?
Many science fiction books tell the story of how machines become more intelligent than us and end up confronting us. Aren't you worried about that possibility?
I understand the irrational fears about artificial intelligence, but I assure you that will never happen with a CyberLife android. They're designed to obey humans. They're machines. They can't ever develop any sort of desires or form of consciousness.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely certain. You can trust me.
Rippy. I think he's got the same type of lens colors as not lenses, frame colors as I do, with navy on the outside and orange on the inside on the glasses frames. This is all documentary stuff, so not additional scenes. This is the main thing I'm interested in. The soundtrack! You can unlock the sound. This is like the least efficient way to listen to the soundtrack, is to go through the freaking the in-menu system. Oopsie. There's probably nothing else I care about in here, right? Magazines? Is it just the magazines that are in the main game, probably? Yeah, I think it's the ones I've found, even. Yeah. Good to have access to them. Gallery. What? Oh, you can look at their models. They have 3 different... Yeah. Each iteration of different model for different characters, even. Oh my goodness, there's so much. He was a mess at that point. Alright, this is where you can spend all your points, I guess.
CyberLife, the company that manufactured me, is conducting a user's survey. Would you like to participate?
Sure.
Great. Let's start. Would you consider having a relationship with an android that looks like a human?
I don't know. I feel like whether it looks like a human is the least important part of many things. And this is like way too simple of a question for way too complex of a thing.
Do you think that technology could become a threat to mankind?
Yes. It's called nuclear weapons.
If you had to live on a deserted island and could only bring one object, what would it be?
One book, and that'll be my only book ever. Well, I mean, a cell phone would be great if it worked, but does it work? A pen and paper, fuck off. A console. We have power on this desert island? I hate desert island questions. I really, I dislike desert island questions so strongly. Does the instrument work forever? Because like a real life instrument will break before you ever can finish even trying to learn it the first time around, let alone enjoy being able to play it. But like apparently we have electricity on this deserted island, but like a book is just one book, and I will lose my mind rereading one book over and over again, so that's got a definition. But like, how much paper? I have so many questions. I mean, a cell phone gets you off the island, dummy.
Do you consider yourself dependent on technology?
Yes.
What technology do you most anticipate?
Do you know what my job is? Yeah. Is it a threat? Is technology a threat to humanity? Nuclear weapons, global warming, 500 other things where we are exterminating ourselves and so on. It can also be the solution to said problems, but unfortunately we're not always good at making the solutions faster than new problems. The desert island questions are always fucking stupid, but of course I'm dependent on technology. Aside from all the societal reasons, it's literally my job. And I think in fact many jobs are in some way technology. Technology is an annoyingly vague word because technology also means like a hoe and a rake made of metal at a forge. Or like also technology. Oh yes, technology such as agriculture. Technology is the reason why like 80% of the human population can even exist on the planet, otherwise they would all die out because we can't sustain our population without technology, let alone what they actually mean, which is like computers and cell phones and AI and machine learning and the algorithm and the cloud. Everyone's favorite words to just say a lot without thinking about. What do we anticipate? No. 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 That's not. That seems like a bad idea. Let's do... Why isn't self-driving cars on here? That's what I want. I just want cars that are safer because they're not driven by jackasses that are texting all the time. Seriously, every time I get to any intersection, anywhere, I can look around at the stoplight and every car around me, everyone's looking at their cell phone, and I can look across the street and the people on the other side of the intersection are also looking at their cell phones, and it's partly it's so easy to tell because everyone fucking looks down with their whole head. They don't even fucking try to hide it. Like, they don't understand that people can see them in their car. Like, Jesus, like, if you're gonna do something illegal, you think that you'd at least, like, try to, like, be sly about it and, like, turn your eyes without turning your head, but people fucking bury their chin directly in their chest, so you can just tell that everyone's fucking on their cell phone, because it looks like everyone in all of their cars has been, like, deactivated as androids. It's like, goddamn. Oh no, these are all awful. These are all kind of awful. Oh no. Space terrifies the shit out of me. Flying cars is like self-driving cars, but more dangerous because they fly. Brain-connected devices. I don't want shit in my brain. Androids?
Do you believe in God?
No.
Would you let an android take care of your children?
What does that mean? I mean, yes. We trust other people to take care of our children, and that might be worse. An android's just doing automated tasks, but is it good with children? I'm just gonna assume it's a magic awesome android that's really good or something.
How much time per day would you say you spend on an electronic device?
Well, I sleep sometimes. Yes, more than 4 hours. People can literally see me doing that.
If you needed emergency surgery, would you agree to be operated on by a machine?
Yes? Aren't surgical machines, like, well, surgical in their precision?
Do you think one day machines could develop consciousness?
I don't know. Just the answer. I love fiction about consciousness and androids and stuff like that. It's fun, but I can't tell. And the fucked up thing is that you go through, like, you watch Star Trek for hundreds of episodes, and Data's your favorite character and all that, and even after all that, for years, like 7 years, you're like, I still can't really tell for sure if he's conscious or if this is just a really sophisticated Chinese room, you know? So I said don't know, which is like the least popular answer. Everyone just says yes. Do you think technology could become a threat to mankind? Yes. Everyone says that too, because of course they do. Most people say cell phone. No, they don't. They say instrument. Y'all are a bunch of idiots. The cell phone gets you off the desert island. You're not even thinking about the loopholes. The secret about when you're on the deserted island is to get off the deserted island, and then you can go back to not being on the deserted island. Bunch of fucks. You got an instrument, this shit's gonna break. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I know my third chord now, and then it falls apart. And then you're like, well, shit, I can't repair that. I don't know how to make guitar strings or smelt brass shit or whatever the fuck the instrument is. You consider yourself dependent on technology, obviously, and so is everybody else. What technology do you most anticipate? Androids. That's what everyone landed on after. Next one is brain-connected devices. Everyone seems to share the same concern about flying cars. That it's probably not going to go the best. Oh, there's so much traffic. It's gonna. There would be less traffic in the sky, but if you live, ooh, that surprised me. The no is big. There's margin for error. They didn't force people to say yes or no. They let you say don't know. So there's a big gray chunk in the middle. But hey, more people said no than yes. That surprises me. Would you let Android take care of children? Yep. And people mostly agree. I'm sorry, hang on a minute. Huh. It's inverted from me. People are more willing to trust themselves with an android than their children. Maybe my answer would change if I had children. But people are actually less likely to let their children be taken care of by an android than themselves. How much time do you spend with electronic devices? Wow, what a shock that the video game people mostly picked more. When you were making this poll, did you know what your target audience was? I feel like you should have gone with a different variety of numbers if you wanted more granular data. It's like kind of a miscalculation there. And yep, most people are fine with surgery. I mean, machines are good at things usually. Do you think they'll develop consciousness? Oh, that's a strong yes from people. It's almost like there's a sampling bias, or like almost like they've like led the question on with the game's entire campaign. I'm a little surprised they asked me to do this before I beat the game. I haven't beaten the game and they asked me to do a survey. I didn't even click on the survey either. It took me to it separately. Weird. These are all pictures. We'll let those go for now. Damn, I've almost spent like an entire episode, or maybe an entire episode on the menu. Didn't mean to, but there was shit to look at. I think the shorts are worth looking at, and we should discuss the survey. Commentaries why Let's Plays exist, right?
Wait. Are you sure you should continue? Maybe we should leave things as they are.
Are you sure you should continue? Yes?
As you wish.
Yes, you should just quit playing the video game and then like break the disc in half. Not disc. No one buys discs anymore. People probably still buy discs a lot, actually. Who are you people? Besides the ones that are in countries where the internet is bad, or you have data caps, I guess.
At 6 a.m. this morning, a national curfew was declared. Civilian movement will be strictly controlled. The right to assembly is suspended. All electronic communications are restricted, and I have granted enhanced powers to our security agencies. In addition to these measures, all androids must be handed over to the authorities immediately. Temporary camps are being set up in all our major cities to contain and destroy them. I am now asking all civilians to cooperate with the authorities and rest assured that everything in our power is being done to guarantee the security of our nation.
Madam President! Please!
Maybe the part about the public being supporting of us will be that more people will guard their people. Public opinion? Yeah.
Madam President, public opinion seems to have become increasingly favorable to the deviants, particularly since they've adopted a peaceful approach. How do you feel about this?
Public opinion is one thing, the security of the state is another. These deviants are dangerous, and my highest priority is to protect the American people.
Please? Over here, please?
But at most, they've killed like 2 people so far, aside from the overall, well, the random ones, I guess.
Madam President.
Worrying theft.
Many believe that androids are a new form of intelligent life. Do you have any comment?
That's ridiculous. Next question, please.
Wow, what an answer from vlogger woman. Great, good job.
Madam President. Madam President.
Please!
Some say these camps awaken painful memories from human history. How do you respond to that?
That's absurd. There's absolutely no connection. Androids are not living beings. All we are doing is destroying defective machines.
Please.
Then why are you calling them camps? Why are you even calling them camps? You invited the comparison. You literally called them camps. You made concentration camps for androids. Why aren't you just... You didn't even call them like a recall center or anything.
What can you tell us about the assault that happened last night?
The FBI raided an abandoned freighter in Detroit at 10:45 p.m. yesterday. Several thousand androids were destroyed or captured. Our forces are now combing the streets to ensure that none got through the net. We are going to find them one by one and destroy them.
Wow, she's really got the deft, personable, like, charisma of an internet vlogger. Like she's so distant and awful. Yeah, you're gonna tell me that she got rise to fame by being like so likable on the internet?
Madam President. Has the leader of the Deviants been apprehended?
The deviant that is known as Marcus has not been located yet, but we will soon track it down and neutralize it. Thank you. That will be all.
She kind of sounds like one of those French actresses that learned all of her lines phonetically without knowing what the words mean. But she's supposed to be the peak of charisma, an actual elected president of the entire United States. And she's talking like an alien?